But that was quite a while ago now. That was, probably 35 years ago. Well, good morning and welcome back to my channel. So, it was a nice night last night, but it did get pretty chilly. Geez, I still can't believe in June here, it's still getting down to probably about 3 degrees at night. So Fahrenheit, that would be about 38 or 39 last night. I looked at the gauge on the bike just a few minutes ago and it's 5 degrees Celsius now. So, it's still not that warm yet, but it's all good. Anyhow, it's a very nice morning this morning. I'm going to get riding here pretty soon. So I'll get out the map and I'll show you what the plan is. So what we did yesterday is I went from here and I went down to Headley. And then I backtracked back to Princeton. And then I took this road, 5A, all the way up to Merritt. And then where I camped last night was down the road right around this mark right here. So what the idea for today is, I'm going to backtrack to 97C, I'm going to go up to Logan Lake, across to Ashcroft, and then back down to Spence's Bridge. And then I'm going to try and go up to about Lillooet. Anyhow, that's the idea for today. We'll see how it turns out by the end of the day. Okay, let's go for a ride. Okay, here we go. We're going to turn off to Highway 97C on our way up to Logan Lake and then over to Ashcroft. It's another road that I've never been on before. Even though the years that we lived here through the 80s and I did a lot of motorcycle travel then, never been on this road. I hear it's pretty nice, so let's go see what we can see. Okay, 97C, off to Ashcroft we go. I'll take a stop in Ashcroft, but we'll see what this road looks like. I'm gonna look for a racetrack there. It's a quarter-mile track. And back in the middle 80s, I used to have a car that I built at home, and I used to take it up to Ashcroft to race it. There was no closer track to Vancouver than Ashcroft. The one in Mission wasn't built at that time. Well, it was built, but it was not operating. So I'm going to go see if that racetrack is still here. Boy, these are some fantastic riding roads here. and it's not very busy at all. It's nice to have the road to yourself with these turns. Wow, look at the size of that operation ahead. It's a mine of some sort, but I don't have a clue what it is. I guess when I stop for the evening, I'll have to look this one up. Boy, that sure changes the landscape when you see something like that on the side of the hill. Wow, that's a lot of earth that's been moved. Highland Valley Cooper operations. There, that answered my question. So it's a copper mine. Well, it says there's a viewpoint here, but it's a no shooting area. I wonder what we're gonna view. Let's go take a look. So I decided to come up to this viewpoint, and it kind of answered the questions that I had just a few minutes ago when I was driving by. So there's a board up here. So Highland Valley Cooper, and it states right here that it's the largest open pit copper mine in Canada and one of the largest in the world. And I never even knew it was here. And I guess it started here in 1981. So this is the viewpoint up here to oversee it. What a massive operation. I wonder how deep that hole goes there. And I remember we've been driving by it for probably 2 kilometers now. Different of a pit stop. So here's the end of the tailings pond, and if you take a look in the horizon there, the one hill in the center, that's where we were when I took the footage from the viewpoint, and the tailing pond stretches all the way to here. And what I find a little bit amazing is you see down that valley, that would have been the original depth of what the whole valley would have been, but this whole thing is just filled from the tailings of that copper mine. Here we are entering Ashcroft. So I took a ride through Ashcroft, the downtown area, and I had to stop and take a picture in front of the Opera House. Of all places to find an Opera House. It's a pretty sleepy little town. So coming out of Ashcroft, 97C joins into Highway 1. So we're on Highway 1 East now. And as far as I remember, the Ashcroft Raceway was right off Highway 1. If I remember right, it was after the turnoff to get into Ashcroft. I think that's it right there, actually. I seem to remember that was the pits where we all staged. It doesn't look like it's operational anymore. I think I'll find a way to turn around here. Oh, I guess there's a road from the gas station there. Well, there's some gates, but it doesn't say no trespassing or no entry, so yeah, this would have been about the mid-80s that I had that car, and we used to have to rent a trailer so we could get it up here, because if you ever broke anything, it's a long way back to Vancouver. So we did it a couple of times. We couldn't afford to do it very often, but it was fun in order to time your vehicle to see how fast you were. There was no place closer to Vancouver at that time. Yeah, this definitely looks like it. I think I have some old photos at home. I'll have to see if I can dig them out. But boy, we had fun here a few times. That was the staging lanes right there. They used to call you up in 4 lanes, then drop you off 2 at a time. But your first time, you had to go by yourself after they did the safety check on the vehicle. And then at the end, it went uphill, and it helped you slow down at the end. Anyhow, there was some good memories here, but that was quite a while ago now. That was, probably 35 years ago. Well, that brought back some good memories. I'm going to have to try and dig up some old photographs when I get home. We'll see what we can see. Now, I remember there was a campground associated to the racetrack, because we used to basically camp right where we were racing. It must be that flat area right there where the green building is, because I remember we'd be in there and adjusting and tuning between each one, and we'd be there all day. Then we'd get in here probably 8 o'clock at night, and then we'd say to ourselves, you know what, I forgot to eat all day. It was just that adrenaline rush that kept the guy going. Well, that was a nice pit stop for a flash from the past.